Hello, everybody out there in Radio Land. Hello, everybody out there in Radio
Video
Land,
Land.
Video Land. Everybody out there, Wheels is beside me here, and we're going for a
Merry
little
Christmas.
test. Give us a test.
Test.
Oh
test
yeah, you're
Merry-
looking good, Wheels. You're looking good over there.
Oh.
Hey, it's Manic Monday here on Your City, Your Voice, and we are talking about City Council agenda, but we're doing a different format now because I get too freaked out by the City Council and how inept they are. So I can't go through the whole agenda like I did before. So what we're doing is we're going to do the highlights, basically, things that we think you'd be interested in and you'd want to hear them talk about. And once we get through that, then we're done.
Indeed. Yes.
So-
and you don't have to hold on to it for so long, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Agitate yourself.
Oh my God. And I got Wheels in here for one reason, and that's because there are things that may interest him that don't interest me. So I figured between the both of us, we can run the gamut of the council meeting without going through all the baloney. And so that's how we're going to do it on Manic Monday. Welcome to the show, Wheels. And we're going to get ready to go here. But first, my sponsors. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, and Hamel Machine Shop. Now, look at the weather out here. It's raining today, but it could turn any second now. So what you want to do is get your car into Wild Bill's. You want him have your car for about 2 or 3 hours and check it out. Fluids, brakes, the whole shot, safety first. And he's going to throw your car in his computer, do a scan, make sure there's no error codes popping up, just so that in the winter, you're not going to break down when it's cold out and you don't have to put up with that nonsense. So, how do you get this beautiful, beautiful package here? What do you call Wild Bill's? You say, I want to come in and get my car checked out. He called it the end of summer special. I call it the beginning of winter special. But either way, you're going to be proactive, get your car running right, have it safe for the winter, and then you don't have to worry about it breaking down when you least expect it on the coldest day when CAA is so busy, you're sitting there for 3 hours.
Should call it the fall special because that's where we're in, and that's the transition zone, right?
Yeah, your car's going to fall if you don't get it fixed right.
Yeah, fall down.
So anyway,
the wheels are going to fall off.
That's where we're at, and you know what's coming. There's no doubt about it. Now, if you get in a wreck, don't worry about it. Take it to his shop. He has a full body shop. You'll get your car out of there in showroom condition, and you're going to be happy. I'm going to be happy. He's going to be happy. Everybody's going to be happy. Tell them Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you. And don't forget, when you see this video, subscribe to the channel. We know there's more people watching that haven't subscribed. Subscribe. Hit the notification button. Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down. Give us comments. We do talk about them. Well, we will, but I do if Dave's not here. And we talk about it. I talk about it on the show. We'll talk about your comments. I like to hear your comments. There's going to be some today that we're going to ask you to leave. So what do you think? That's what we always want to know.
You don't have to be nice to us when you give the comment.
No. I don't care if you hate what we say, if you like what we say, if you think we're idiots, say it, because that's what I want. I want feedback, and I'm more important in you getting involved in this city and what goes on in this city and city council. That's what I want to see. People getting involved so we don't have a 27% turnout and then you get the government that you deserve. That's what I'm going to say. So check it out. Give us some comments. Okay,
yes,
baby boy.
Trying to reduce the apathy among the voter.
There you go. So I'm going to start out today with item 5.1. Now, I don't know if you have anything before that, but if you do, let her rip. If you do have anything before that, I'm going to start with the Innovation Hub.
Yes, okay. Yeah, that's where I would have started too. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to... So what I want to do here, just give my comments. You can give your comments, and then we'll discuss for a minute and move on. Right? And what I say is they're there for $700,000 the city council gives them for their Make Work program, and it's our taxpayer dollars they're giving them. Make no mistake. And it seems like a Make Work program for the people that work there, not for other people. This money should not be given to them regardless of the Fugazi people and letters they get. They had a couple of letters from people praising them for their work. That million is going to come up at the operation budget time. Don't forget it, because you're paying for this program when they should be paying for themselves if they do such a wonderful job. Tomorrow I'll give you my testimony about the Innovation Hub. I don't have time today, Tune in tomorrow, and I'll tell you what happened to me when I called the Innovation Hub. And that's why I think these guys, I don't know what the hell they're doing down there. And Lori Lococo questioned it last year when it came up, and I'm going to be questioning it again. The truth shall set ye free. Davy boy.
Yes. Although these letters have come in of endorsement from St. Patrick's School, Catholic school there, they took their kids there and they got all excited about what they could show them. And also, we have a letter from endorsement from the student, John Henry Newman, or at St. John, from St. John's, St. John Henry Newman School. I guess that's what it is. Anyway, so that all sounds really good. And if you were to read that just on the surface, you say, "Whoa, wow, that's a good place." But I've never really been too confident in what's going on down there. And is it worth it? Are these startups really getting a good startup and ready to go? Is it producing results? And is it for Niagara too? Remember, there was some real concern that people from outside the region or outside our area were coming and taking advantage of that. And it was fluffed off when those people were interviewed. Oh, well, this and oh, well, that. And yeah, once upon a time they were from Niagara and they moved, or some dumb excuse. So are we really getting value for dollar there? Is it really an innovation hub or just a club?
I think it's a club, and there's there's couple things that go down that are going on there. But this letter from this grade 8 student, did you buy that? I think somebody wrote it for the kid.
Oh, probably.
I think he did, because that was a damn good letter for a grade 8 student. If he wrote that letter, this kid's going to be out of high school in 2 years.
Well, some kids are very, very bright. I have to hand it to him. Yeah.
That was good. That was a good letter he wrote. Yeah. Congratulations if you wrote it.
Yeah.
But there's things going on down there at the Innovation Hub. Jobs given to friends, and just there's stuff going on down there. I've heard the stories about it, and I'm not going to get into it any more than that. If council had a DOGE, a Department of Government expenditures, or whatever it's called there, efficiencies.
DOGE, yeah.
I think Innovation Hub will be the first thing they go into and figure it out, because there's something goofy coming from Spark Innovation Hub. It was, and then there was all kinds of riffraff going around and guys being hired, and it's a goofy thing. But I hope Lori looks into it more.
Well, yeah, and I hope some of the other councilors take an interest as well. Are we getting value for dollar there? Are those startups actually beginning, and are they then being implemented and supplying economic uplift for this region? If you have a startup, that's good. That's really good. Have a place where you can invite startups and give them a head start, give them a place to begin. But are they then converting into real businesses and staying here and supporting the local economy?
And Lori had questions about that last year. Okay, next item. 5.4. Did you have anything before 5.4?
Yeah, the clear result, the energy thing that was there at 5.2.
Okay.
I think that's probably a pretty good program. It seems to be a program to help everyone reduce their energy costs, whether it's through gas or electric. It's worth a real good look at. I think people who are on the margins or don't have a whole lot of income, have old houses or other places where they live, they can reduce, or even an apartment or something, they can reduce their energy outlay if they employ these simple methods by which the clear result and energy affordability program provide. Sometimes it's just a basket full of things like sealant for the window, light bulbs, or high efficiency light bulbs, those kind of things. Right now, one of the big problems, of course, is affordability. How can you afford to live? And there's a lot of people really on the edge, and those people would be living in houses that really could use some renovations, but they can't afford them. This is a way in which we can help people reduce their energy use. This is overall good for everyone because you use less energy. That's more energy for other means or other places. And you have to pay a lot less. right now, if you're poor, you don't have a whole lot of money. You're not going to be able to do big renovations and things like that to save or change your windows, whatever. But these things that they can help you with can reduce your energy expenditures, and that's a little bit more money to go to the grocery store or anything of that kind. So you definitely want to look into this.
Okay, great. Hope there's a discussion on it. We'll see if they discuss it. Item 5.4, physician recruitment update. And this I think is going to be discussed because last year in Welland, they recruited 10 doctors, and a couple more on their way, while Niagara Falls recruited 2. Now they're offering basically $100,000 for a doctor to move into Welland and stay there for 5 years, or take over an old business from a retired doctor, or start a new one. Either way, then we're 36 doctors short in Niagara Falls. And the biggest shortfall of doctors of any municipality in the region right now, Welland offers 100 grand. Like I said, we are offering 50,000. So they're looking for our 700,000 more to recruit more doctors. We should fall in line. Funding could come from getting rid of wacky ideas like the $350,000 council wasted on a farce called participatory budgeting and a trail we don't need. So there's money for this, and I'm sure people, if you ask them, would rather have a doctor than a concrete ping pong table. So this is going to be an interesting discussion here, because we are way, way short, and we're not recruiting like 2 in a year. That's not very good.
No, and we're looking at a big shortfall in doctors coming forward. Plus, about 15% of them are aging doctors. They're going to leave anyway. So what we have here is a need, and we have to buy in that need. We're going to have to, wave a carrot, because when a new doctor comes into town, he's just finished medical school. He or she has just finished medical school, got a pile of student loans to pay off, and now has to get office space, has to get equipment, has to get computers, have to get a studio. All of those things we can give a leg up to a new doctor coming into the area. And if we do that, that gives them a startup, basically. That gives them a leg up, gets them, they can hit the ground running, basically. And that would be an incentive to keep them there. But they have to stick around for 5 years. I think that's a minimum
that's
requirement.
part of the deal.
Yeah.
But see, you said before, well, that's not fair to other places that don't have the money to be able to get them. And I'm going, well, yeah, that's true. But some doctors just don't like big cities. They'd rather be up north somewhere in a little town practicing, and maybe they don't make as much money, but the satisfaction of living where there's lakes and clean air and stuff like that may entice them, maybe more than the dollars and cents of it.
Some will, but what we find in northern communities is they have to start sharing doctors from community to community. They are having a real difficult time attracting doctors up there, and they have to set up some real good incentive programs, and yet it still is not attracting them. So they are now going to be competing with us. And let's face it, if you're a brand new guy, 9 out of 10 times you're going to want to relocate down here, because you're going to be close to the medical facilities you're going to want to know about. You're going to be close to McMaster medical facilities. You're going to have all kinds of access to America and stuff as well. So if you're a doctor and you're looking at your future and trying to expand your career a bit, going way up north is a good thing, but it leaves you out of the loop.
Yeah, smack them with a walleye.
Yeah.
Give them a walleye a day. Here, we're going to give you a walleye every month.
Yeah.
Going to give you an unlimited fishing license. Anyway, we'll see what that discussion comes down to. We do need more doctors, and as we get more people migrating down the QEW and with open borders, them coming to town, they all need doctors. So our 36 doctors we're short now could turn into 46 pretty quick, the way they're opening the borders, until Trump forces them to stop it. So we'll see what that discussion is tonight. It's going to be very interesting if they allocate the money or not. I'd like to see them do that. I have a lot of friends who don't have doctors. They can't get one.
We are sitting at a point of urgency right now because of our projected increase in population.
Mhm.
And if we don't do something about it, it's going to be a real bad
It's
thing.
going to hurt.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
You're going to be sick about it. Okay, 5.5, water wastewater budget. Well, this is handed down from the region, so there's not a lot that we can do about it other than our share of it. And our share is about the same as the region. They're going to increase the budget by 1.8 million or 6.6%. Wastewater increased by 4.5 million or 13.5%. Labor costs up 27.6%. Contracted services up 48.3% or 4 million. The city basically passes on the cost charges from the region and tax on operating and capital costs of their own. So look for significant increases in the water bill this year. This should be a great discussion if councilors actually read through it and decide to comment. But the bottom line is, Davy boy, your rates are going up from $3.10 a cubic meter to $3.34 a cubic meter, which is a 7% tax increase in water wastewater charges. And that's independent of your tax levy. They separated it out. So if they were going to raise it 7%, it would go on the 4% they're going to raise your levy, spread out. So it up your levy, but they separated it out. Now it's on its own, but it's going up 7%.
Well, they're getting some of the money from reserve funds, aren't they? For the meantime?
Oh, they're always pulling from reserve funds, and they're pulling from this funds. They play the old switcheroony game on you, so you can't understand exactly where the money's coming from and this and that. Ultimately, the bottom line is it's going up. That's kind of the bottom line, right?
But it is a quite a read, and they're talking about, I'm pretty sure I read in there something about getting money from the reserve fund for the meantime.
Oh yeah.
And
no, what that's about is that. Does that have to do? No. Okay, go ahead. I was thinking of the operating budget. What they usually do is figure out what they're going to raise the taxes, and then they don't put them on the first part because the operations budget isn't on the first part of your tax levy. So they put it on the last 2 quarters. So that's what they get an okay for. I don't know if you're talking about the same thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't make a closer note of it. Somewhere in here it talks about reserve fund.
Well, a lot of it comes from the operations budget, which won't be passed till January. So they don't really know what the whole shoot match is going to be until the operations budget. So they bill you like an interim amount, but I think that's more for the levy, the tax levy, not for the water bill.
Yeah, sorry, I can't find it. And amendments, documentation, override, analysis, wastewater. I can't find it.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Well, you have to look through it anyway. There's 22 pages or something of it.
It's quite a bit. Oh, yeah, it's from special purpose reserves.
Okay.
Was used in 2024 to offset the increase in one-time catch-up of multiple years of write-up budgeted.
Okay.
And rents and financial expenses, the write-offs for those of $65,000. This catch-up write-off was completed in 2024, but I think they're going to have to tap into the reserves again going forward.
Oh yeah, they move money around it's almost like an exercise of sleight of hand from one pocket to the other, but it all comes from the taxpayer's pocket, so it really don't matter, right?
Comes out of your left pocket or your right pocket.
Yeah. Let's get to my second sponsor, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. Now, you want a great pizza, go to Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. I'm telling you, I get it from there all the time now. It's one of my favorite pizzas, and these guys know how to make a pizza down there. They use the old Mancini recipe. They've been around 40 years, the Mancinis, with Pete's Pizza franchises in the region, for their sauce and their crust. It's fantastic. They also use a blend of really good cheese. Yeah, they use Saputo mozzarella plus brick cheese. They blend it up so you get a really good stretch on it, and it's really tasty. And I got my buddy Tony to go. Tony Nero to go down there. He had a pizza from there, right? He loved it. He said, "It was fantastic," and he was going crazy about their wings. Seriously. So this weekend, I ordered a tray. Because sometimes trays aren't as good as pies.
Right? Yeah, sometimes I suppose. Yeah, most of the time I get a pretty good tray, though.
It was fantastic. The tray was great. So now I got a tray. I can order anything under there. I know it's all good. Their steak sub, my buddy said, was fantastic. Their steak and cheese poutine was great. Their wings are really, really good. I'm telling you, I'm getting through this menu and it's fantastic. Pete's Pizza Victoria Avenue is where you want to go. And
What about the other Pete's Pizza? Is it associated?
well, they're all franchises. So
Okay.
yeah, they're under the Pete's Pizza, but this everybody owns their own, so it's not the same guy.
Yeah, okay.
So the guy in Victoria Avenue is the one you want to see.
Okie doke.
Now they got a special going on: 2 medium pizzas. And this is till the end of the year, celebrating their 40th anniversary. 2 medium pizzas with 3 items, $25 plus tax. But guess what? After the 14th, there's no tax.
Wahoo!
You don't even have to pay tax. Justin Castro's taking it off. So you got to get the Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. Order it. Tell them Paul from your city, your voice sent you. They're open till 2 in the morning, Fridays and Saturdays. I think they're open till 11 on Sunday to Thursday. So they extended their hours. Tell them I sent you. They know who I am. And you can call them at 905-374-2222 or go to Pete'sPizzaVictoria.ca. You can order right online. Either way, you're going to have a great pizza. Enjoy your pizza. And I'm a pizza snob, so when I'm telling you, I'm serious about this. Okay, what's up next? Number 5.5 we went through. That was the water. I'm at 6.1 now, unless you have something between 5.5 and 6.1, Davey.
No, I don't. Let me see.
The 6.1 is Rick Rose Way.
Yes, I read that.
How do you like that?
And I thought that was really, really good.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, the studio's on Chrysler Avenue here. It used to be, though, where Taps is on the corner there, 4680. That's where the call numbers came from, 4680 Queen Street.
That's right, yeah.
Right? But we're down at Chrysler Avenue. So I thought they might name this part of the road from Queen Street to Park Street Rick Rose Way.
I thought the same.
Well, no, they got it reserved for something else.
What is that?
Meteor Crater Road.
Oh, of course.
They're going to name it after the meteor crater.
Didn't I think of that?
That's why. But Rick Rose Way is going to be from Buckley to St. Lawrence Avenue downtown. It's a 5-year honorarium to honor Rick Rose, who was a music legend in town, did so much for the city, and they're gonna okay this, and I love it. I think it's a fantastic thing to do. It's good for 5 years, then they decide to renew it. Honorary name Rick Rose Road or Way or whatever they're going to call it. But what a way to honor Rick, and he was a great guy. I mean, this show's because of him. All the shows in here are because of him.
Yeah, yeah. I think that that a new street should be named after him, really, so that he can have his own and can be permanent.
That'd be nice.
Any new subdivision or something like that, the main road that goes through it, or a new subdivision opening up where there's a brand new major road, then that should be called Rick Rose Road.
Rick Rose Crescent. Rick Rose Boulevard.
Yeah. Rick Rose Route.
Rick Rose Route. The triple R.
Yeah.
But anyway, congratulations to City Council for doing that for Rick. I mean, that's all good, man. It's all good. He deserves everything. Now, from 6.1, I'm jumping to 7.2. Now, I don't know if you have anything between that, Dave. So if you do.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
And this was interesting. We're going to talk a little bit about this.
Okay.
It's the cost of city council meetings, which I've never seen anything like this before. They put a price tag to run city council meeting. It's around $150,000 a year, or $1,600, $1,600 per hour of council meeting.
What?
Well, I mean, you have all the staff there, right? And they all got to get paid. Sure. And they're there for like 8 or 9 hours.
Yeah, you got a point. Yeah.
They're almost there a shift. So the counselors get paid to be there, whatever it is when you figure out their pay for the year plus the hours that they're in meetings. So they get paid to be there as it is. So you break that down into an hourly rate for them to be at the meeting. And then you got all your staff. You got all these people, like the CAO doesn't get paid extra. He makes a couple $100,000 a year or something anyway. It's part of his salary. That's part of his job. But, all the other ones that aren't salary, that are there. You got people from all different departments, planning and everything else.
What about the
They get
baby?
paid.
What about the baby penguin?
Yeah. Well, he probably he might get paid too.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they figure it $1,600 an hour of council meeting. Staff are looking at ways to reduce that cost by adjusting council hours. And I don't mean adjusting how long the council meetings are. They're going to adjust them like to start in the morning when staff is already on being paid, right? But that could come at a cost as well, because if they're sitting in a meeting for 8 hours and they're not doing their job, that becomes a problem too.
Well, look, what they want to do is figure out what times are the best. What times there's got to be a window somewhere during the week where there's less business usually coming in on a Wednesday or on a Tuesday. Monday morning would be bad because it'd be a lot of stuff, but maybe both Wednesday, Thursday, midweek, or something like that. And split the meeting up into two pieces because you have all less fluff in the meeting, as we've talked about over and over and over again. If you're paying that much money per hour and you're giving out presentations and all this stuff, right? And you've got a fire chief there that may not speak the whole meeting. He's being paid.
You're just sitting there.
So that's a good idea. Bring them in during work hours. But on the other hand, this is an incentive then to shorten the meetings. We talked about how long and boring and pedantic they are, and how redundant some of the stuff is. But this is a good incentive to reduce all that extra fluff.
Well, the cost of the labor that's at those meetings is 70% of the cost of the meetings for the year. So 150,000, 70% or 105,000 of that. What's 70% of 150,000? 105,000? Something like that.
Similar, yeah.
Okay, so that's the cost of the labor to be there. But they always talk about changing the hours from 1 o'clock in the afternoon, from 4 to 1, 4 to 9 in the morning or something. But what they don't talk about is reducing the hours. That's where the savings is.
Yes.
Reduce the number of hours these chomokes are there.
Yeah.
And how do you do that? Well, you move all the crap out of the council meeting, all the deputations. These people sit there for an hour and a half, listening to the mayor give his baloney and the deputations and presentations. Move them to another meeting where it's just the people that are getting awarded and the mayor and members of council that want to be there. And they have it at the McBain Center, the Gale Center. Get that out of the city council meeting.
Yeah, you're giving all these awards and stuff. Well, you're paying all the stuff.
Exactly. And the same with in-camera meetings. Council goes in the camera, and all these people are sitting there for 2 hours.
Yeah, definitely have to have an in-camera meeting at a different time.
So if you get rid of that, you're going to save at least 2 hours per meeting, as well as saving on the staff's having to sit there through these deputations and presentations. And you figure that's, there's 20 people sitting around at 40 hours, per meeting, right? 20 times 8 hours, probably 160 hours for them. Every time it's 20 people sitting around for 8 hours.
How many of them are making overtime?
In 20 meetings a year, that's 800 hours pay or something.
Yeah.
Now, the second one is mayoral control. The meeting runs long since there are way too many nonsense addresses that say nothing. A good example is a counselor asking about something and then wanting to know the history of that item, which had no bearing on the subject at hand.
And there's nothing stopping them from looking it up themselves.
Yeah, the mayor's got to stop it. Well, they can go and talk to whoever they were talking to outside of the meeting to get the history of it. They don't have to do it in a council meeting. And that's where the mayor comes in and says, no, if you want to know that, please do it after the meeting. We're running a business meeting here.
Yeah.
Right? It has no relevance to what we're talking about other than a counselor getting up and just killing another half hour, 45 minutes. And every time their lips are moving in a word salad, all those people around are getting paid. And that's why they want to go to 5-minute presentations. But the questions they ask, once you get the penguin up, and he's starting to explain it, and every time somebody explains something, it brings up another question. You're sitting around the table. Oh, I got another question here. So they got to end it. The mayor's got to take control of the meeting. And councilors have to stop the grandstanding. I mean, there's a lot of
Oh, I
grandstanding.
love that building. Isn't it a wonderful building? And it's an iconic. I think that's one of their favorite words these days. Oh, it's an iconic building. Oh, it's
They
wonderful.
got to do that. Then the mayor has to lead by example, right? I mean, this guy thinks he's running a comedy club here. All these goofy remarks and everything. It's a business meeting. The more he treats it as such, the more the council will follow his example. He's not a court jester. He's the mayor of Niagara Falls and should conduct himself as such. He gets into arguments with people. He's unbelievable. And then he's like, got a joke for every, seriously, we got to stop this. And
Yeah, it can be trimmed down for sure.
And insist the councilors read the agenda and be prepared for meetings. I mean, you could tell most councilors don't even read the agenda. They're not ready for the meeting. They're just there flying by the seat of their pants, and they're putting up their hands and getting up. Like they don't. If you watch Lori DeCoker, she's got a book with questions in it.
All right. Yeah, she's done her research. And you can tell because of the kind of questions she asks.
Exactly.
And she doesn't say, oh, this is also wonderful. If she's talking about a building, she'll be asking about the structural wherewithal or traffic around it or something like that. She's not going to praise it because of what it looks like.
Yeah, like they'll ask for questions, and all of a sudden these guys start putting up their hand. They got nothing written down. They just stand up and start talking about stuff. It's crazy, but they got to be prepared. And this is how you save the time. These meetings should not go past 4 hours. They shouldn't. They just shouldn't. There's just nothing, that big to discuss unless it's a big planning issue or something like that. But then if it's because of that, then you've got to split the meeting. You got
to do that. You got to get all those presentations out of there. Like, wasn't it Mike Strange who said, "Oh, these are too long. We got to get it all fixed."
Did you ever hear anything else about that?
No, he came up with a couple. Maybe remember he brought the matter up again, but no, he didn't do too much. And so why not? It was his idea.
Yeah.
Let's see some ideas, Mike. Let's see some Mike
I got
ideas.
4 right here, Mike. Yeah. So just you can steal them. I don't care. You plagiarize them. They're for your benefit, everybody's benefit. Try to cut the cost of these meetings, number one, and cut the time because people can't sit there for 7 hours, the public, and listen to you guys.
Yeah, it's a snub to people to say, okay, we can't reschedule an in-camera meeting. We got to put it right in the middle of the meeting. Too bad for you.
Last time was 2.5 hours.
Yeah, too bad for you. You're just going to have to sit through it. Just too bad for you.
Yeah.
Like, there's no effort to streamline this, to make the council meeting an easier thing to watch.
Exactly. And all those people are sitting there for 2.5 hours. They're getting paid. They don't have to be there for that because the councilors go into an in-camera. They can have the in-camera before the meeting and get it all settled before the meeting, right? And then bring it up as a thing at the meeting. Of course, they always go at the end to confirm the in-camera conversation.
Yeah, and then, they don't have to have all the staff hanging around.
Right. They're not there.
Yeah.
And then what you do is if in the meeting there's something that has to go past the legal thing and has to go in camera, they can just do that part, not everything or go for 2.5 hours. And I don't know what goes on in those meetings for 2.5 hours anyway.
Well, I saw Pete's Pizza boxes there.
Yeah. Pete's Pizza and Wings. And an LCBO truck pull up.
And as I walked by, I heard dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, this is getting to be a party over there. Now I jumped from that, and I'll talk maybe more about that tomorrow. I don't know. See if I feel like. But I moved from 7.2, the cost of the meetings, to 7.4. Do you have anything about anything between them?
No, I don't. Nope. No, I don't.
7.4 is sidewalk plowing. Now, they want to fine you if you don't clear the walk in front of your house. You have to clear their property. You get it? Now, even worse, the city will clear it and charge you. How about that? And I wonder what they will charge because Welland charges $200 of an administration fee plus the cost of the contractor to clear your sidewalk. That's an expensive sidewalk clear.
Well, yes, it is. And but this is a motivation for people to clear the sidewalk. To me, it's never been an issue. Me, I came from when I was a kid, I lived in Scarborough, and that was it. Everybody, as soon as it snowed, everybody's out there cleaning the sidewalk. even helping their neighbors or whatever else. They just did it so that everybody could traverse the road safely. Especially a lot of kids. Back in those days, there was lots of kids on the road,
Yep.
Going back and forth to school. So to me, it's never an issue. However, you have the option of having the city to do all of it, but that is very, very costly. So now, what they found out in Welland and other places, they have a lot of people that comply. They have a really high compliance rate with this. 98% compliance in Welland. In St. Catharines, it's 86% compliance. So there are people who cannot clear their driveway, older folk and so on. So there has to be accommodations for them somehow.
I think they will accommodate.
Yeah.
Like you can go on the list that'll come in. Somebody will come and clear it, or they have a Be a Friend program or something. I don't know.
I think they should get the students there. They can make their hours. They can get community hours shoveling for seniors. And
go down to Paul Lemire's house and shovel the sidewalk.
That's right. Yeah, he'll sign for your hours.
Yeah, I'll sign.
Come to my house first, and you'll get an extra half an hour.
I'll give you bonus hours.
Bonus, yeah.
But I mean, this kind of makes, every time I see this, it makes me laugh. I mean, I do mine in front of my house. But what happens is that because the boulevards are so small, that the street plow comes down and fills the sidewalk in right after I just did it. Now, whose fault is that? That's not mine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even my sidewalk. The city owns it.
Well, that mentions that in here too. So that is a problem. Like I live on Thorstone Road. So during the wintertime, I can't walk down the sidewalks there because even if the residents clear it, the plow pushes it right back on the sidewalk because it's right beside the road. So there's something in here about that and how they'll deal with that.
I think they're gonna put some of those ones with the curbs, the sidewalks are right on the curbs. They're gonna put them in as part of the new sidewalk plowing schedule.
Yeah.
They're gonna add them. I think they're gonna add 20 roads or something on it because of that, something like that.
Yeah, you just can't keep up when the snow is right close to you, like when the road and the sidewalk is close by, because every new pass fills that sidewalk back up. But every other place, I mean, I think it's a good idea that the community feel that they're part of the community. I'm part of this community. I'm gonna clear this walkway, save taxes by doing it, and help my neighbor.
I got a better idea. Why don't they clear the road in front of their house too?
Well,
save
you could do that.
Taxes.
Yeah, you could do that too. Yeah,
like you got the road split in half. The house over there clears half the road in front of their house, and then I clear the other half. Jeez, I mean, then we save a lot of taxes. They won't even have to send a plow down the street.
And we'll reduce the population because all those old guys will have heart attacks.
Yeah, they'll get rid of it. We won't need as many homes and stuff. But I laugh at this every time because all these people whine about going to self-checkouts. They don't want to go to self-checkouts because why should we do the job for Walmart or Canadian Tire? They don't want to go. But why don't they say to the city, why should I do your job and clear the sidewalk? They don't mind that, but they don't want to self-checkout.
Well,
it's not my job to shovel the side. It's your sidewalk. As a matter of fact, what if I went out there with a sledgehammer and broke all the sidewalk out, filled it in with soil, and planted grass, and I don't have a sidewalk in front of my house? Will the city let me do that? Then I don't have to shovel it.
Sure, they'll let you do it. Then they'll fine you.
Exactly, because it's not my sidewalk.
You want to make some more money? All right, let Paul K. Lemire do what he wants to do. Then we'll fine him.
I'll go right down the street, break every sidewalk out, and throw it on the side of the road. They can pick it up and plant grass. Then we don't need sidewalk plows. There's no sidewalks.
I got a sledgehammer you can borrow.
Yeah, well, I'll be dead in about one house, so I wouldn't do that. But the city's customer service motto is delivering a welcoming and consistent customer service experience centered around the people we serve. This is what we pay our taxes for. Being fined or charged $300 or greater is not great customer service. Think again about that one. But this should be a good debate. I want to see what they discuss here, Davey boy.
Yeah, well, I think
it should be a good one.
in the end, the bottom line will be how much it would cost us to do the plowing. It is cost prohibitive.
Well, see, and this is what I mean here about when they talk about proportional or what do you call it? Budgeting, the one where they spent 350,000, priority budgeting or proportionary budgeting, or what do they call it? Eh?
Sounds good.
Oh man, no, it slips my mind what I call it, but what they call it. But if you ask people this, would you rather have more doctors and we spend $350,000 trying to get more doctors, or would you rather have a concrete ping pong table or another trail in town? What do you think people would want?
Let me think. That's a tough one, isn't it? That's a really tough one.
But this is
how many concrete ping pong tables are you talking about here? Just one.
Hold on. Participatory budgeting. That's what it's called.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. See, so when you ask the right questions, you're not going to get concrete ping pong tables. When you say, would you rather have more doctors? Would you rather have your streets, sidewalks cleared, or would you rather have a $13 million new trail?
I don't know. I just really struggling here.
You can't ask people would they rather have a concrete $25,000 concrete ping pong table or a $40,000 pollinating meadow.
I see that, but we really do need the dog agility unit. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's like essential, don't you think?
I think there should be a user fee. If you want to use it, you pay $20 for your dog to run around.
If we have to lose one doctor to get a dog agility thing, I think it's worth it. Oh yeah.
Every life counts. I mean, that's what Mike Strange said about the when they wanted to take the dispatch to send it over there. Seconds count. We got to have the dispatch in town for the fire department. Well,
yeah, radio waves don't go any faster. They go the speed of light.
but the thing is that every second counts when you need a doctor, and if there aren't any doctors, it doesn't matter about the seconds. But if you make it through your heart attack, you can take your dog to run around the agility course.
That's right. They can do.
See,
and maybe even shovel your own your sidewalk. Now, yeah. So definitely the doctors are the big thing there. And
you gotta ask the right questions if you want the right answers.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what they say about the sidewalk shoveling. It's going to be interesting, and I think what's going to happen is they're going to pass it. You got to do yours in the house. They're going to have the warning next year, and then fines the year after. And if you don't clear it in 24 hours when they tell you you have to, the bylaw guys, then they're going to send the crew down from the city and they're going to charge you $400. And if you don't pay it, it goes on your tax bill. You can't even welch on these guys. They got you.
Yeah, they're going to stop it. They're going to start soft. They're going to do an education program, making sure they're not going to give you a fine.
Let me ask you a question.
2 years from now, they're going to throw you in jail.
Let me ask you a question.
What
happens on the rentals where the owners are from out of town and there's people that are renting the house, like maybe Airbnbs or whatever, and in the winter, they're not going to shovel it. So what happens there? The owners get these huge bills every time it snows.
They're going to have to hire somebody to do it.
Yeah, they're going to have to.
That's it. Yeah.
Going to have to. So, interesting. Let me get to my third sponsor, my newest sponsor, the one that Dave likes, Hamel Machine Shop.
Yes, indeed. I was so pleased when I heard that. It's the very first time on mainstream type of radio program that I heard an advertisement for a machine shop. Wow, that's cool, man.
Yeah, and it's amazing. Bob Benner's a great guy, and he used to see me sitting here, and he said hi one time, and so we talked for a while, and then I asked him if they did any marketing. He goes, "Well, not a lot, but what do you got?" And I said, "Well, I'm looking for a sponsor for my show," and he was good enough to be a sponsor. And I was happy because there's always stuff that happens around your house that you need fixed. You break a metal part. I needed gates for my back, right? And you don't know where to go to get this stuff. So now it's Hamel Machine Shop. They custom fabricate, they design. They'll take anything that's broken and they'll fix it. And if they can't fix it, they'll actually make a new part. They have 3D printers, laser cutters. So whatever you need around the house that breaks, in metal and that, now you've got a place to go. and they don't charge you some big industrial rate or anything. It's just shop time and material, basically. So you can get in there and get stuff fixed for cheap. I know a lot of places like the city use them. They break stuff, and to go buy a new one, it's big money, and it can be repaired if you have a shop that knows what they're doing. And Hamill Machine Shop, they're the guys who do this kind of stuff. So,
Well, my father owned a machine shop for
well,
15 years. Yeah, I know all about it. And look, but another thing good about this is if new industries and new companies are moving into towns, minor manufacturers, whatever, they need a machine shop. They're going to need a machine shop, right? They're going to need a place to go where they can reliably have parts machined or built or welded up. So that's a good thing to get their name out there because there will be new manufacturing moving into the area. And it'll be small scale at first, but that's perfect because a outfit like Hamilton Machine could really do a good job there and facilitate their needs.
yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, and I'm very, very surprised that they survived with all the industry moving out of town and they are still there. And they've been there for quite a while. So hats off to them.
Yeah, they do a lot of custom work too, like for the wineries. They build stuff for the wineries and stuff, interesting metal stuff. So, pretty neat that they're there, and then you can go and get everything done that you need. It's a one-stop shop for your needs, and I was pleased to have them aboard because I knew Tommy Hamill back in the day when he owned it. It was on Arthur Street, the end of Arthur Street there, right? So it was great to have them on, and
Tony LaPoita owned it there for a while too.
yeah, LaPoita had it. Yeah,
quite a while.
yeah, Michael LaPoita. Yeah, and it was fantastic. So it's really good to have them aboard. And if you need anything done, just pick up the phone and give them a call. You can go to Hamill. I think HamillMachine.ca. I think it is, and you can see the different things that they do. All the different things, and there's a plethora of things that they do. They can make you anything you need in metal. So, like Jody Burnett said up here, that he had some stuff made for his place up there when he was building it. So it was, really, really good to have them. And thank you so much for supporting our sponsors, everybody. And thank you so much for sponsors supporting the show. So this leads us to the last thing that I have, and you might have some other stuff here, Dave. The 7.6 is my next place I stop at the Ghetto Dome. If you want to laugh, like this is hilarious. Watch 7.6 because this is bullshit at its finest. This is gaslighting like you've never seen. Now, one of the guys there said a dome is better because people won't slip and fall on rainy days because it's covered. Now you tell me who plays tennis in the rain that are going to slip and fall, even if it's outside.
No, really, it's not ice, it's water. Slip and fall.
But Jimmy slip and fall. Compensation. But what gets me here is that the city slickers took the town council for a ride. Fun to watch them get bamboozled. They gave away taxpayer-paid for courts to a slick-talking con man who charges taxpayers to use their own courts. What a deal.
Yeah, seriously.
You can't just walk and play anytime you want anymore, neither. You got to book times. So how you could just walk over to Hope Park and play tennis, and there's people there, and if they saw you were waiting, they finish up, and you'd be able to play. No, not anymore. You got to book times if you want to get in there. It's free for certain hours of the day.
Well, is it going to be the exclusive reserve for the clubs, the tennis clubs and so on? Is it really going to be something like that? It may look as if it's going to be open to the public, but is it really?
Yeah.
Is it mostly just to offset the cost for the clubs, and they'll have mostly a free hand doing whatever they want there?
Well, what makes me laugh is if you want to rent a tennis dome, buy a piece of land, lay down the courts, put a dome over it, and then you run it. Don't use city courts that are paid for by the taxpayers. I didn't agree with this from the get-go, and I still don't agree with it, but they're going to go there because they did an experiment this summer to have them to leave the dome up. They were supposed to take it down on October 1st and put it up again May 1st. They never did that. City council let them get away with it. Then they came to council looking to keep it up all year, and they said, okay, well, we'll let you do it this summer and try it out, and then we'll see how it goes. And now they're probably going to just okay it for 20 years. They signed a 20-year contract.
Yeah.
So
if this stays up, I would like to see it. They talked about getting students in there and so on. If it is stayed up, I think it should be incorporated into the schools programs where students can go there and use it and have some sort of discount or whatever, get them in there, get them utilizing it, make it a real community thing if they're going to leave that up.
Well, most people that I know go to White Oaks or somewhere that are into tennis.
Yeah, so. I never go to that scrappy old place. I fly to my place in New York.
Anyway, listen to this one if you want to hear gaslighting and stuff. That's going to be a good one. 7.6 about the Ghetto Dome. Now, take everything we say with a grain here because tomorrow the agenda could change a little bit. Like we're doing it today, so we have time to put the video up and you can watch it before tomorrow's meeting and it's at 1:00 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? So we're doing this on Monday, but sometimes on Tuesday morning, I used to watch it and print the agenda off on Tuesday mornings because sometimes the agenda changes a bit, and so if my numbers are a little bit off or something like that, as far as the item numbers, please forgive me.
Yeah, remember a grain of salt is applicable here, not like the slab of salt you might hear from council, right? Or
well, we can be salty though.
Yeah, we can be salty, sure. Yeah. We can start our own salt mine.
Now, from 7.6 to item 10, communications, I have nothing that would interest anybody in there that I found anyway.
Not me either.
Okay, so item 10 is communications. No flags. They want to raise a bunch of flags, and I'm saying no flags. And if you listen to my show about the Pride Week and Pride flags in broadcasting live, buddies, up in North, where's in some town called Remo, Ontario, or somewhere. They banned Pride Month and brand Pride flags, and they're being sued. The mayor's got to pay $5,000, and city council got to pay $10,000. Oh yeah, it's a big kerfluffle because they just said no Pride anymore.
Yeah, no flags. They did that in Norwich. They said that's enough.
Yeah, and so they got sued though. They got taken to the thing for discrimination or something, and they won. So the mayor's got a $5,000 fine, and somebody else got a $10,000 fine. And
well, I don't know the circumstances of that, but for one thing, the Pride flag, the one we use with the triangle and stuff like that keeps evolving, is not representative of all those groups it says it represents. There's right. Like the lesbian, gay, bisexual committee or group that don't like it. They don't like that, and they don't like being grouped in with the others because their life experience is much, much different. It doesn't, and they're in quite a bit disagreement with the rest of the people that are trying to be clumped in with them.
Yeah, and I didn't want to turn this into in the Pride thing, but my thing is just no flags.
Yeah,
don't
I agree with that
100%. Then the Russians are mad. Don't put this flag because the other guys are mad. You put this, the Azerbaijan.
Yeah, Azerbaijan, then the Armenians will get upset.
Yeah. So stay away from it, please. But they won't.
Yeah, and how many Azerbaijanis are in around here? We got quite a few Armenians, but me, what?
I only know like Azerbaijani.
Yeah, I know none.
And they won't come on my show because I don't want to put their flag up.
Well, yeah, I'm with you there. No flags. Look. Our city's Niagara Falls, our province is Ontario, our country is Canada. That's it.
Number 1, Canada flag first. Yep. Number 2, provincial flag second. Yep. Niagara Falls flag third, or vice versa, whatever the rule is. But
the protocol is top to bottom. So there Canada first,
province,
and if you don't have the Canadian one on, you put the provincial one, but you should have the Canadian one.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, I'm in total agreement with that. I don't want to get into that. Well, you put their flag up. Now you got to put my flag up. Why get into
geopolitical hassles?
Yeah.
And that kind of thing for no reason, right? You're asking for trouble. Now, from 10, I jump right to 15.2. I don't know if you have anything in between that, Davey boy, because most of them are...
No, I don't. Nothing of interest. Really.
Yeah, the 15.2 was a motion by Councillor Lococo. And basically, this motion acts to give councillors more than 5 minutes to discuss budgetary items of concern. And I think this motion should be passed Because how can you discuss the budget and items out of a 382 page budget and only do it in 5 minutes? And the same with the operations budget. When you start getting into line items, why are we spending this on this? Why are we spending that? It doesn't seem right that you're only allowed to talk about it for 5 minutes when you're talking about taxpayer money. So she wants them to waive that and basically just say, listen, we need to talk about this budget, taxpayer dollars, for as long as we need to talk about it.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. It seems to be counterintuitive from what we said earlier that we wanted the meetings to be shortened up and stuff like that. But there are times when it has to be as full as it has to be. And this isn't when you stand up and talk about how iconic a building is, wonderful as I love the color, that kind of thing. This is actual dollars and cents. And another thing, though, one thing that they could do with this, 5 minutes, or use as much time as you want, but come in prepared. Know what you're talking about.
Great point. Great point.
Yeah, because you can now go there, and if you haven't read the stuff or not up to speed on it as a counselor, then you can start learning about it by asking questions and prolonging the whole thing. But if you know what your point is, you know what the question is, you want an answer on a specific thing, you have to do the research first. That will speed it up. But in the meantime, if you need 10 or 15 minutes to clear it up, provided you've done the pre-research and know what you're talking about, that is exactly right. I think Lori hits the nail on the head again.
And she only wants it for the budget meetings, though.
Yes, and I understand that. Yep. I understand that.
So that's good.
Yeah.
So I think that motion should be passed, and we'll see what happens with that one.
What about that's it? This is a wonderful budget. I really feel it's a beautiful budget.
The staff did a great job.
The staff did a great job.
Oh, they're wonderful.
Look at the paper it's on. It's wonderful paper.
Well, that's what was happening.
Yes.
Well, I want to give kudos to the staff. They did. They worked hard. This really gets me because this shows they don't understand what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because you know what the staff does? They take last year's budget and they just plug in new numbers, 10% higher. Here's the thing this year, you need a 7% raise. And then the counselors come back and say, we can't do that. We're only going to do an inflationary raise. And that's going to be 4%. And somewhere in between. There's very few of those entries in 382 pages that has to be figured out. It's put in the computer all year as things happen. And they spit it out at the end. And that's it. They did a tremendous, they worked so hard. We spent $10 million on new programs so they don't have to work hard. What's the matter with these people?
How does a counselor know that anyway, unless it's been in the office and seen what's going on? And really, exactly. A brand new counselor standing up and saying, "Oh, what a wonderful job staff has done." How do you know? How do you know? What is your criteria for saying that?
That's why it's just grandstanding.
I know. Anyway, staff are paid. That's what they're supposed to do, right? I'm
dying here. Hey, I'll tell you a story. You know that beautiful new communication system they spent $1 million on for customer service? I called up and I said, my road needs salting. There's ice on it. And he says, oh, you want to talk to Moses?
Moses?
And I go, what kind of artificial intelligence they got running this place? Somebody used to call and say, hi, this is Shelley, City of Niagara Falls. How can we help you? Well, Shelley, my road's got ice and everybody's sliding through the intersection. Could you send a sander down? Okay, I'll get it over to the operations and down in Stanley. Now I call up and I said, yeah, roads. And they go, you want to talk to Moses, right? Yeah, Moses. I go, no, I don't want to talk to Moses. And they go, oh, you want to talk to Ah. And I go, so? Like, who the hell's Ah? Mr. Ah, please. Give me the Mr. Ah. I mean,
what happened? Did you get
that's why I said, are you an idiot or what? And then finally it said, we cannot complete your call. Call back again later. It cut me off. We do not understand what you're saying. Moses. Hey, yeah, I want to talk to Moses.
Why would they use a word like
I need
that?
some. I need a couple tablets down here. Could you
Yeah.
Moses to deliver?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, I've lost my copy of the Ten Commandments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got anything else, Davey? I've been through everything that I saw.
No, I think you did a good job, man. It's pretty thorough. And the next thing is, if someone would like to watch the the city council meeting, don't forget that it's on YouTube, and you can get past all the in-camera meetings and all the fluff that you don't want to watch, and you can do it that way.
Yeah, you can buzz through everything.
Yeah.
But these are the points that I saw that you would probably be interested in, and that there might be some conversations about. And of course, on Thursday, what's today? Today's Monday. Okay, Tuesday, I'm going to do another show. I'll be talking about more about some of this stuff. But Thursday, I will do kind of a review of what they talked about, what decisions were made on some of this stuff. And I'll probably be going crazy on Thursday, believe me. But for now, that's the stuff you want to watch. Check it out. See what you think. Watch the budgets. Watch your money. And this is what it's all about. Watching the city council meeting to see what they're doing with your money. It's your money they're spending. And don't let them just blow it on stuff.
Yes.
Take them to task. If you have comments, leave them. Right? Leave them on the video, and we'll talk about them. Yeah, for sure.
If you have a cat, demand a cat agility thing.
I want a cat scratching post.
Yes.
At Fireman's Park.
Dogs get an agility thing. Why don't I get an agility thing for my cat?
Yeah, what about Wolverines?
Well, what about guinea pigs?
What about guinea pigs?
Guinea pigs. Don't tell me my old hamster wheel's going to do. No. I want the city to front me a giant hamster wheel.
Yeah, they can run all day. $20,000 hamster wheel. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's your money they're spending. And I'm going to tell you, we don't need any tax raises. There's lots of money out there. City does not have a revenue problem. We have a spending problem. And if you don't believe it, watch a city council meeting.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Davey, you got anything else, sir?
No, without any ado or much ado. Well, I can't even remember what I'm supposed to be saying there. Without further ado, I bid you adieu. Right?
Okay, you guys, thanks for tuning in. Check out our city council meeting. It starts tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. You can see it on NiagaraFalls.ca. You can see it on YouTube, like Davey said, or sometimes Cogeco will have it on the local Cogeco channel if you got a Cogeco. My name is Paul K. Lemire. I'm here with I would say my guest, but he's here all the time, so I'm going to call him the co-host for this. Dave Wheeler, my co-host. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget to support our sponsors, Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, and Hamill Machine Shop. And we'll see you tomorrow at noon with Your City, Your Voice, Trash Talking Tuesday. That's it. Take care, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Go to YouTube. Watch the video. It'll be up later on, probably by 3 o'clock today. Take care. See you later.
There we go.